slits my grandpa's throat, and then we drag my grandma into the bathroom.
So
I even poured bleach on them before he did that to the door.
You poured bleach on Grandma and Grandpa?
Yeah.
So that was your plan going into it. Killing Grandma and Grandpa would get you further away from your family.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read them again just to make sure that he...
Meet Cassandra Bjorge, Cassie, to those who knew her, a 17-year-old girl next door turned cold-blooded killer. In April 2017, alongside her 19-year-old boyfriend, Johnny Rider, she unleashed a savage attack in her Lawrenceville, Georgia home, bludgeoning and stabbing her grandparents, Wendy and Randall Bjorge, both 63, to death with a tire iron, a bat, and a blade. For a week, they partied in the shadow of the corpses. They tried to hide the smell by pouring bleach on the bodies, and when that didn't work, they put caulking over the door seams of the rooms where her grandparents lay dead, until a violent slip-up exposed their grisly secret. The Gwinnett County SWAT team found Cassie Bjorge and Johnny Rider after an attempted suicide at an apartment complex in Suwanee, Georgia. The police swiftly provided medical attention, and they both survived with minor self-inflicted wounds. This leads us now to what happens next. The two bandaged and broken souls now enter the interrogation room. In this interrogation, we unravel the shocking descent of a teen into a monster and the family bloodbath that stunned a community.
You willing to talk about, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Whatever you have to ask me, I'm good to talk about.
I guess let's start from scratch about what happened, starting from when you ran away, I guess. Is that the 31st? Do you remember, or 28th or something like that?
I didn't really run away. My grandma, kicked me out.
Okay.
Because, this is what happened. I was chilling with Johnny and my other friend Sabrina, and I came home because, it was time for curfew, because I didn't want to violate my probation. So I came home, and my grandpa was asleep, and my grandma got really mad at me, and she was, saying, oh, if you don't like it here, we're just going to find somewhere else for you to stay. And she just said that out of the blue. She just got really mad for some reason. And so I was just if you're going to find another place for me to stay, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to find somewhere else to go. So.
And this was basically when you took off, you came back, your grandparents were home, and I guess that's when you had that argument?
Wait, what?
So you just had an argument with your grandma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did
then I left.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I got you. And then when you left, where'd you go to?
I was just staying with Johnny. We were sleeping in his car.
And what kind of car is that?
It was a blue Honda or Toyota. It was kind of like the car that you have, the same style-ish.
Like 4 doors?
Mm-hmm.
And then so you're kicking it with Johnny. Where are you kicking it with him at?
We were just all over the place, Bailey. We were just trying to find something to do, just keep, just have something to do because we don't want to just sit around and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were finding people to chill with and go to the mall or something.
Was it all your friends you were chilling with, or all his friends, or a combination? Or?
It was sort of combination between both.
Who are your friends? Is it just Sabrina, or you got other?
I only have one other friend, Izzy.
Izzy?
I don't like chilling with a lot of people just because I don't trust a lot of people.
I'm the same way. I literally only have a couple friends myself, so she's one of them. So you, so I guess when do you decide to go back to your grandparents' house in the middle of the night?
It was a couple days after, 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm. You remember Saturday, Sunday? Do you have an exact?
I don't really remember. I didn't really even know what day it was that we went into the house.
And before you did that, did you and Johnny meet up somewhere at a park or something to talk about what's going on?
We went to Peace Ridge Park, and we talked about it. At first, it wasn't my idea at first.
How did you even get, I guess, what was said? How did you even bring up? What was the context?
He first asked me, "Are you afraid to die?" And I said no. And then I asked him, "Are you afraid to die?" And he said no. And he was just talking about how we could like run away together, you know, that kind of like dream. And he asked me, he was like, "Would you kill your grandparents?" And I kind of like hesitated for a minute. And I was like, "Why?" And he was just like, "I don't know. I mean, because he knows probably everything that I've been through with all of my family. And he understands that, you know, like, all I really wanted to do was just kind of get away from everything, kind of just move on with myself. Like, I wasn't having a good relationship with my grandparents. Like, it started getting really bad, you know, like, I got a charge from them because, you know, like, I fought them, you know. I might have broken, like, my grandpa's ribs when, you know, for that charge for simple assault and simple battery, you know. And it just got really worse. We just kept arguing all the time, and then, I don't know, I guess things, like, just seemed different. They didn't look at me the same anymore. Like, they didn't, I don't know, it's like, the vibe that they have was, like, they didn't really know what to do. They didn't really know, like, how to, like, be around me, I guess. They didn't really know how to talk to me. So I didn't really know, like, how to talk to them either. So it was just a really hard,
It was a big age difference, too, so.
Yeah. And then, you know, before all of the stuff happened with my parents, you know, like, they treated me so much differently, you know. They had, you know, they trusted me, you know, I could have done anything at their house, you know, like, I was free, and I loved going over there, and it wasn't like I was actually, like, living there, so, you know, because I was with my parents, so I never, like, ever had that feeling. But even though I did live with them before, I don't know, it was just, it kind of just, like, changed throughout, like, the whole time that I was with them. So, I don't know, I kind of just,
Grew apart.
yeah.
When you guys met at the park, did he ever go over the actual plan on how you guys would do it or anything like that, or like what was that about?
Well, I mean, we were just trying to figure out how to get money, and because he said that he might have had a warrant, and I didn't know if I had a warrant because, you know, my grandma kicked me out, and then she did the same thing that my mom did. Like, my mom would kick me out. Then, like, a couple days later, she would call the cops saying that I ran away when I didn't. Like, sometimes, like, she would physically force me out of the house. Because, like, sometimes, like, I would just be like, "Mom, like, why are you doing this?" And then, you know, she would, like, literally, like, grab my stuff and push me out the door and then call the cops on me. So I felt like that's what, like, my grandma did, and I didn't know. So I was already figuring that I had a warrant or something, that I already violated probation. And Johnny was saying that he might have already, like, violated probation because he thought his mom called the cops on him or something. I don't know. But how we started talking about it was, like, we started out, like, with, you know, what time should we go over to the house? How are we going to do this? You know, like, what, you know, materials do we need to, you know, do this? So, you know, we started talking about that. And then, you know, so we decided to go around like midnight or 1:30 because my grandma normally went to sleep around like 11:30, 12. So we decided, like, you know, we would park down the road, and then the park was literally like right behind my backyard, like the neighborhood park. So I was able to go through the park and then cut through my backyard because there was a fence. Like, there was the trees, then there was my fence, and then there was the house. So you could easily, like, go through the trees, and then there was the little gate that you could go through. I didn't even think, like, you could even open it.
Yeah, how'd you guys move that cement? Isn't there like a cement block or cinder block or something?
Yeah, it was pretty easy to move. Like, I was able to push the door out a little bit, and then, like, it was stuck, but I was able to maneuver my body over to get into the other side, and then I just moved the cement block over so then Johnny could get through.
Gotcha.
And then I moved it back.
Do you remember what you guys were wearing when you guys did this, or?
I was wearing like mostly red. Like I had like red sweatpants. I had a red hoodie on. I had like a black, like a t-shirt that I used as a mask. I think Johnny wore all black, maybe, like a little bit of color.
Did the hoodie have a design or anything on it? Do you remember, or?
I think he had a design on the hoodie.
Yours?
No. Oh, well, yeah, on mine. I had something. It wasn't my hoodie. It was Johnny's because he let me borrow it. It said something on there. So it was like, had like white letters. And then I guess he had like this design on his hoodie too.
And you guys said you had t-shirts wrapped around. Did you guys?
They were just like, it was like a
Rags or
old,
something?
yeah, like an old t-shirt.
What was that for?
Just to like cover up our faces.
Excuse me. Do you remember what kind of shoes you were wearing, or no?
I was wearing combat boots. They were like Timbs. You know what Timbs are?
Yeah.
Were they like
Timberlands.
Yeah, they're
like brown or black, or
they're brown, looked like a tan-ish.
like hiking boots type thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Do you remember what kind of shoes he wore, or?
I forgot.
Was he like a skater? Did he skate or something? Skateboard?
He was wearing some skater shoes or something. They might have been like Vans or
What color were they? You remember?
I don't remember.
Y'all were living out of his car. Did he have like a lot of clothes in his car that he would change into?
Yeah.
Okay.
He already had clothes in his car.
Okay. But did he have like different shoes, or did he kind of just keep one pair of shoes on?
He had different shoes. He had a bunch of stuff in his car. It's kind of like Mary Poppins.
Okay.
That's a good frame of
You got some
reference.
good analogies. I like
Yeah.
that. So when you guys made it to the back door or the back gate,
Mhm.
what'd you guys do next? How'd you move up to the house?
Well, we went up the stairs.
The decking stairs?
Yeah,
Okay.
the back deck. And my grandma was still up because we got there a little bit early. So we went back down and we were kind of just chilling over where,
The shed is?
yeah, we were just chilling by the shed. And then we saw that the lights turned out, and then we just like stayed outside for a little bit longer just to, wait. And then I already had the keys to my house because I already had a set of keys, so I was able to unlock the back door. And then that just made everything easier.
And as back door, do you mean the bottom back door? Or so you're still talking about the door on the steps?
Yeah, like
Okay.
when you go up the back, on the back deck, there's two doors. There's a door on the left and a door on the right, and I went to the door on the right because the door on the left had a sensor on it, like one of those like
Beep beep or whatever?
yeah,
Okay.
like the door 4 open something like that.
One of the ones that kind of like announces each door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the one you guys went into didn't have it.
Yeah, I was able to take that one out because like it was like a really old like alarm system. Like they had this alarm system for years, and all you had to do was just like you had to push this little button just to open it, and then just take the battery out. And I already took the battery out like a while ago,
What was that for? You taking the battery out?
just to
then?
like sneak out.
Okay.
And plus, I hated that thing that went off every time. It got so annoying.
I bet.
So then you guys are at that back door now. You're the first one to kind of walk inside there, or how do you? Okay.
So there was stuff in front of the door because my grandma normally would block off the back door. So, but I was able to open. So I unlocked the back door. I was able to open the back door a little bit and not have the stuff in front of the door fall and make a noise. So I was able to like maneuver in, and then I moved the stuff in front of the door, and then I got Johnny in, and then we closed the door and locked it.
And then would you guys you just hang out downstairs, or did you start moving upstairs? Or?
We went upstairs. We didn't immediately go upstairs. Like we went to the stairs, and then we were like just listening, just hearing what was going on, and we thought everything was good, and then we went upstairs and.
Hold on, did you guys have anything in your hands, or you just?
Yeah, I had what's it called? It's one of those car tool
Is it
things.
to do a tire, or
Yeah,
is it to
tire
fix
iron.
it?
It was a
Okay.
tire iron. So I had one of those.
Where'd you get that at?
Johnny's car. 'cause he had one in his car.
His Honda or
Mhm.
whatever.
And Johnny just used his fist, and he brought a black book bag that had duct tape in it, and it had the tire iron in it, and it had gloves in it, because we were also wearing gloves too.
What kind of gloves?
They were like
Hospital gloves
Yeah,
or regular?
hospital
Oh, okay.
gloves.
What color were they? You remember?
Blue-ish?
Okay.
Yeah, they were blue.
Okay.
So,
Now you guys are at the stairs, starting to go up the stairs.
yeah.
You actually had the tire iron in your hand, or is it still in the book bag?
I had the tire iron in my hand. You know, we got it out before we went inside the house.
Mhm.
So I had it in my hand. And Johnny didn't have any weapon. He just used his fist. So, and then,
So who's first up the stairs? Is it you and he's kind of following you, or?
yeah.
Okay.
I go up the stairs. He goes into my grandpa's room, and then I go into my grandma's room.
Mhm.
And, yeah.
And then do you hear kind of what's going on over there, and
Yeah.
does that kind of cue you off to
Mhm.
with your grandmother there?
Yeah, he started going at it, and then, you know, I could hear my grandpa just yelling, you know, them fighting, and then I started getting the rush, and then, you know, like, that's when I started hitting my grandma in the head.
So you took the tire iron. Is it just?
I started just beating her head with it.
Does she have a pillow over her head? Do you know, or
No.
would she have a pillow around her head or something? Cause
Mm-mm.
okay.
The way she was laying was she was on her stomach, and her head was facing to the right. If you go into the bedroom,
Mhm.
you look at the bed, so her head was facing like the opposite direction, so she couldn't see me coming through the door.
Okay.
So, and then he started, you know, beating my grandpa, and then after a little bit, I like hit her really hard on the back of the head, and then she started like screaming and stuff. And
Was that the first hit?
Yeah,
The back of the head?
yeah. That's where I mainly hit her in the head. She
Huh?
bit me.
I think I took a picture of that yesterday, right?
Yeah, she bit me in my finger too, but I forgot which finger. It was on my right hand. I think it was either like my middle finger or it was that one.
And when you and your grandmother used to get into it, that's kind of how did she bite you before to
Yeah.
kind of get you off her or whatnot?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
bitten me before.
Well, she's bitten you before too.
Yeah, I haven't bitten her, but
Okay.
she's bitten me before.
Okay.
Have you, like when you guys are in it, or did you just
Yeah.
come up and bite you?
No, like when we were in it.
Okay.
Like I had this mark on my hand from where she bit me for a while.
Where did she bite you that night? On your finger?
Yeah.
Anywhere else?
On my arm,
Okay.
where they took the picture of it, and then that was it.
So you're in the bedroom with your grandmother. When do you meet back up with Johnny? Do you leave your grandmother there, or kind of what happens?
So I started hitting my grandma, and I already had duct tape, and then, you know, Johnny's doing his thing, and, you know, I stopped hearing Johnny doing whatever, and so he comes in the room with me and my grandma, and, you know, he helps me, like, tie up my grandma with the duct tape, and
And how did you do that? Is it just her hands, or?
I got her hands, I got her whole head, and then I got her ankles.
Okay, with her hands, I guess.
It was behind her back.
So it's like just like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what about anything on her head or neck, or did you?
Yeah, we kind of like wrapped the duct tape around her head, ish. So, and then that was it.
What was that for? Just.
So then she kept it on.
Oh.
Or just cause.
And you said her ankles too?
Mhm.
Okay. And Johnny helped you tie her up?
Yeah, I mean I mostly did it, but I needed like a little bit of help because, you know, she was like, you know, moving around and stuff, and then, so he helped me a little bit, and then he went back into my grandpa's room, and then
What were you doing when you went back in your grandpa's room?
I was still with my grandma, and then
In her room?
yeah, and then I dragged her into my grandpa's room, and then Johnny asked me to go get some knives. So I got some knives from downstairs in the kitchen, and I got 3 like big butcher knives. And then that's when he started like stabbing my grandpa, because then I went back upstairs because I dragged my grandma into my grandpa's room, so they were both in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked her for the code to her safe, because I already knew that she had a safe in her closet. I just didn't know it was in the safe. So, I mean...
Did she tell you?
Yeah, I mean, like, she kept saying, like, I'll give you money, I'll give you my keys, you know, I'll give you anything you want. But, yeah, she just kept
Was
saying...
she able to talk with the duct tape around her face?
Yeah. Like, she was, like, mumbling. You could still understand her, but, like, at the same time, you couldn't.
Like, it wasn't like her mouth was shut. Like,
Yeah.
almost as if...
It was like that.
Okay. Almost as if, like, she could still move her mouth enough to make the words be on the tape. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Johnny's stabbing your grandfather, is it mainly in the torso or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he just, I don't know why he did that, but he just kept going.
How many times? More than 2? More
Yeah,
5?
more than 5.
Okay.
It was more than 5.
And then what happened when he was done with that? What were you doing? What were you guys doing next?
So we left my grandma sitting there on the floor, and then I got the code to the safe. So Johnny's watching my grandpa and my grandma, and I'm over.
How'd you get that code? Did she tell you guys or?
She told us.
Okay.
So she told us the code, and you know, I went in the closet because that's where they kept the safe. So, you know, I go in there, you know, I'm checking out all the stuff, and I grab the book bag, and I just start stuffing the book bag with everything, you know. Like, there was envelopes just filled with money. There was probably about, like, $1,000 that we found in that safe that they were just saving. And
Did you know about that money, or you just said no?
well, my grandma, it was kind of weird. Like, she was kind of giving me, like, an idea about it before. Like, she was saying, what if I just gave you $1,000? Would that just make the world a better place? I'm just like, no, I don't want $1,000, you know? So, you know, she kept saying that, and then, like, when I saw it, I was just like, wow, she actually had $1,000 in her safe. Like, that's crazy.
So you guys put that stuff in a bag, and then basically Johnny's in your grandpa's room with your grandpa and your grandma in the room. Do you come back in there and say, hey, I got this stuff, or what? Okay.
Yeah, I go back into the room, and I tell him that I got the stuff, and so after that, he slits my grandpa's throat, and then we drag my grandma into the bathroom, and...
What was the reason for that? Just to bring her to the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know why we brought her back into the bathroom. I guess we didn't want to bring her into the bedroom, so we just brought her into the bathroom. And then, yeah, and then Johnny slit her throat too, and I actually hit her in the back of the head with the tire iron. Well, not the back of the head, but like right where your spine is. Because he was telling me, he was like, if you hit right there, like just one like good hit, you can just knock the person out and then they'll be dead. And she was like pretending to be dead for a while. Like I would, you know, check up on her and I would see that she was still breathing. And I'll be like, Johnny, she's still alive. What the heck? And then like Johnny finally like made the like last blow, and it was kind of creepy because she was like scared to die. Like she shitted herself and peed herself.
Oh, did she?
It was kind of gross. That was really.
So you said the last blow though
was just like the last hit, like that.
Last hit with the tire iron.
Mm-hmm.
And who did that? You were Johnny.
Johnny.
Had her throat already been slit?
And then after he like did that, then he slit her throat.
Oh, okay. So her throat wasn't slit until.
Excuse me. And then did you guys pretty much just leave the upstairs, or?
Yeah. Well, we were just. After that, then we closed the doors, and then we were just checking around, seeing if everything was okay. And then I started grabbing my clothes and start stuffing bags with my clothes. And then Johnny's, you know, walking around doing his thing, checking to make sure that they were both dead, and checking to make sure if we didn't forget anything. And yeah, then we left, and then we came back to the house.
When you guys left, where'd you guys go to?
We went over to like Kroger or Publix to go get something to eat, and then we went back to the house. So we just kind of like chilled there.
Which one?
It was like on Old Peachtree.
Were you in Johnny's car when you guys left, or?
No, we took my grandpa's car.
Did you leave Johnny's car at the apartment or the park rather?
Yeah, well, after I got my grandpa's car, I drove over to Johnny's car, and we dropped Johnny's car off over by these little like stores. I forgot. It's over by the Kroger that we would normally go to.
Would you go to the Kroger at Riverside?
I think.
It was like a
There's like a
Kroger,
Sonic.
Hibachi.
Mhm.
There's a Sonic
Yeah.
right in front of it, the
Mhm.
brand new QT on this
Yeah.
corner, and they took out the old QT.
Yeah.
So like you come out of your neighborhood, you make a left, you go down to Duluth, and you make a left, and then Kroger's on the right.
Yeah.
So is that car still there probably or no?
Yeah. I bet the car's still there. It's parked in like, it's like over where the quinceañera place is. You know, there's like there was like.
The Hampton Inn, more towards the Hampton Inn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Near like the uniform store.
Mhm.
Okay.
Somewhere it was over in that area.
Kind of behind the old QT.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you guys went back to the house, and then did you do anything to the doors or?
Johnny did. He glued the doors.
Okay.
He went in my garage and found the what's it called? I don't know.
Caulk.
Yeah. So yeah, he did that.
Okay. And was the point of that is what? Just
He just did that. He just decided to do that. He didn't tell me. I just watched him and I was just like, okay, like you got it.
Did you guys kind of just stay in the house then, or?
Yeah, it was kind of both. We were kind of like in and out of the house for a couple days. It was just me and him. We didn't tell anyone. I mean, I told my friends that my grandparents went on a vacation for like 2 weeks.
Did you call some of your friends ever and say, hey, if you guys want to come over? Because I spoke to some people, and that's just the rumor going out. They said, hey, if you guys want to come over, not for a party or anything, but, you know, I got some money, grandparents are out of town. Yeah.
I mean, I would just tell people, like, I would just be like, hey, you know, like, I have, like, the free crib, but I wouldn't have people come over. You know, I'd just be like, if y'all are trying to chill, I'll come meet up with you.
Okay.
I wouldn't let them go to the house.
Right.
That makes sense.
Now can I ask a question? Obviously when you guys were done with everything, you had some blood on you, I bet.
Yeah, I had some blood on my face.
Okay. Did you change clothes?
Yeah.
Were you in the house when you changed your clothes?
Yes.
Okay. Did you had extra clothes because you lived there?
Yeah.
What about Johnny? Did Johnny have to change clothes?
Yes.
What'd you guys do with those clothes?
We put them in a trash bag, and I think we left the trash bag in my grandpa's car
Okay.
with the knives that he used. So it was all in like one trash bag.
And that backpack you were talking about that he used, did it have a design on it?
It was just all black, said Jansport. Just
Okay.
one of those small little 1 or 2 pocket book bags.
Okay. And when you dropped his Honda off, what was the point of leaving it at the Kroger?
He said that he didn't want to drive around with that car anymore because technically that wasn't his car. I mean, it was under his mom's name.
Okay.
So he wanted to use like my grandparents' car instead.
Because if somebody came looking for you guys, they could come looking for
His car.
his car with his mom.
Mhm.
Okay.
When you guys were, I guess, together for the 2, 3, however many days at the house, when you guys left, did you go to make any purchases to buy some new clothes using credit cards or anything? Because we got receipts in that. So do you remember whose credit card you used?
It was my grandma's credit card. Or it was a debit card.
Debit card? Do you
Yeah.
remember what bank it was or anything, or no?
It was a Visa debit card.
If she told you, would it ring a bell?
You remember what color it was?
It was gray.
Gray, like
With-
a
It had like it said like CITI
City.
City, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bank.
Yeah. Or I think the bank that she had was
Well, that's like a banking card you could use for debit and stuff like that.
Is that the only card you used, or you guys used a bunch?
that was the only card that we used. Yeah.
Did you take your grandma's purse or
Yeah. I
You
took my
used-
grandma's purse.
where was that at?
It was in the car.
Your grandpa's car?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you take anything from your grandpa or anything else from your grandma? Did you take any of her other stuff?
No, I mean, she had some like pill bottles, a couple pill bottles, so everything that was in the safe, you know.
What else was in her purse? Anything else in her purse?
No.
What about men? They carry wallets. Did you take grandpa's wallet?
I couldn't find his wallet, so I had no idea where his wallet was. So I just had my grandma's wallet in her purse.
He hid it underneath his bed. We found his wallet.
Oh, shit.
Smart guy, because we almost didn't find it.
His wallet and his cell phone were under his bed.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's where he started hiding it.
So you basically were using your grandmother's phone for all the communication on calling your friends and all that?
Yeah.
Did you have, like, how, I can't memorize numbers worth of shit. Did you just memorize them, or you went through your phone to...
I didn't have a phone at the time. Well, I mean, I did, but didn't have any data on it or anything, so I wasn't calling anybody. I was just mainly using like social media.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, and
Is that your Snapchat were you using?
yeah,
Okay.
I was mainly just using Snapchat to, you know, contact like just a couple of my friends to chill with them and stuff.
Did you guys ever chill with anyone during that week at all, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
we chilled with some of his friends, some of my friends, and kind of a mixture of both of our friends. 'Cause, we sort of had like the same friends-ish, like, so, yeah, we were just chilling with them. You know, we would just go meet up with them. We would never have anyone come over to the house. We were just like, that's a no. That's a big no-no, so.
And you said, I think I asked you before, you did go to karate or whatnot on Wednesday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was he with you, or you left by yourself?
Yeah, it was me and Johnny.
You guys both went inside, or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, we both went inside. He was interested in seeing what the place looked like. And I forgot if Shifu, my master, was here or if he went to China, because Johnny really wanted to meet Shifu. So I was like, okay, let's go meet him. And
Where's that place at?
it's Duluth/Norcross.
What's it called, I guess?
Shaolin Institute.
I don't even know. Shyla?
Shaolin.
How do you spell
SHAOLIN.
What's wrong with that? Do you know how to spell that?
I don't know how. I would have been like, karate
That's called
school.
Institute?
Yeah, the Shaolin Institute.
And he says in Duluth area?
Yeah, it's like.
What streets are off of? Or do you know the exact address?
If you just look up the Shaolin Institute.
Yeah, sure. Do you remember who you talked to when you were there?
Who was there? I can't remember her name. She was one of the new ladies. There was a lady named Rita who was there, and then one of the office ladies was there.
And how long you guys were there for?
Just for like 10 minutes maybe. We weren't long. I just showed him around.
And I know this is, I'm sure you went to a lot of different places. Do you remember all the places you kind of went to buy clothes and things like that? Like, were you guys
Well.
the mall or?
Yeah, we went to. Where did we go? I think we went to the Mall of Georgia to go buy some clothes. Maybe Sugarloaf Mills. Yeah.
Remember what stores or anything, or no? No. So both of them, or you just don't know which one? What mall?
Both of
Oh, is
them.
it both?
I mean, we were around the area.
Always driving your grandpa's car, or did you drive your grandma's car too?
No, we just my grandpa's car. Didn't even touch my grandma's car. Yeah, we were just all around like Swanee, Lawrenceville. We went over by what's it called? Johns Creek area.
What for?
Something Falls. There's like this huge settled bridge.
What's over there? What is that?
It's like the Chattahoochee River.
Okay.
And then there's like this huge bridge that you can walk across. You can jump off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Did you jump off of it?
No, it was too cold.
Do you know if I guess we got some a good amount of blood on a pair of socks you wore. Did you ever take your shoes off, or?
What shoes?
I don't know what shoe, but I'm saying we got blood on your socks. Do you know if your shoes popped off or something, or did you step in blood by mistake, or?
Depends on.
Did you wear your boots the whole time? Is kind of what he's asking.
Yeah, but I don't remember getting blood on my socks.
Those little ankle socks, I guess you wear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes we use those for gloves too.
Oh, okay.
Because our hands were getting really sweaty, and then we got some of my socks and just put on some of my socks, and then that's how.
Use that as like a glove for grip and stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering why.
Another question for you too. I noticed that all your bed sheets and sheets were taken off of your bed. Did you kind of bring all that stuff in the living room so you wouldn't have to go upstairs, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys slept, pretty much?
We slept in the TV room. We didn't want to stay upstairs.
Okay.
So.
Johnny kind of, when you guys were at the park, and you were talking about kind of the plan,
Yeah.
was it kind of the plan that you would attack your grandma and he would attack your grandpa?
Yes.
And then, but during that kind of conversation where you guys had that and you were talking about maybe getting out of town and stuff like that, starting your new life, starting over and whatnot.
Yeah.
How come you guys did stay?
Well, because this is the plan. First, we were gonna get my grandparents. Ooh.
You hot?
Huh?
You hot?
Yeah, I want to give her the
Okay.
smushy things.
Okay.
What?
Your
Yes.
exercise stuff.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the reason why we stayed in town was because the plan was we were gonna get both of our families. That's why.
Hold on, what?
Okay, so the plan was that we were both gonna get both of our families, but first we got my grandparents. Then that's why we went over to Johnny's house and we attacked his sister and her boyfriend because he wanted to kill his family.
Okay.
So that's like, we stayed in town for a couple days because, we wanted to get some money, we wanted to get ready to leave, and then that plan just going over to his house kind of just like, it didn't work out at all. It went downhill from there.
Now, there seems to be a pretty big gap
Yeah.
still, though, between your grandparents and then attacking his sister and the boyfriend.
Mhm.
Was that kind of in the plan?
Yeah.
To try to get away with it for the week and then kill them?
Well, we weren't really like going on like a week thing. It was kind of just like a day-to-day kind of thing. Like, what are we going to do today sort of thing. But I mean, we wanted to get out of town like as soon as possible.
Okay.
But just how it all just kind of timed out. Thank you so much. Didn't really like. It just, I don't know. It didn't really work out as we planned it to be.
Okay.
So
there was no. So you guys basically stayed in town after your grandparents because the plan was then to kill Johnny's family and maybe get some more money?
Yes.
Okay. And it wasn't like a set schedule on Saturday at 5:55 p.m. we're gonna go kill him, but more of a day-to-day thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, we were just planning on doing it at night mainly.
Okay. So what made you guys pick that night that you did it? And not any of the other nights before? Was anybody gonna be at the house that shouldn't have been, or were you waiting on someone in particular to be there with them? Who's in Johnny's family? Does he got a mom and a dad?
Just a mom, 2 sisters, and that's it.
Okay.
And yeah, we were really like planning on like what time. We were just kind of like just going how it went, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing how it would go, and then it just kind of went like really downhill from there. With the bear spray and everything, the baseball bat.
The what spray?
We had like bear repellent that we bought from Bass Pro Shop
What was that for?
for just to like get them away or to like kind of like knock them out.
Okay.
That stuff is strong, like
Yeah.
that stuff. Oh my gosh.
We have to get sprayed with like the obviously non-bear spray,
Mhm.
and that stuff is strong. So did you spray it on him?
Yeah, we both did. Well, I mean, Johnny did more. He sprayed more because my bottle stopped working for some reason, so I couldn't like really use it, and you know, it was so crazy. Like it was just all a rush. Like it was just the spray was going everywhere, and it was like your eyes were burning, like your whole body was burning. It was so painful. Like.
And who did you guys spray? Who got sprayed with that?
One of Johnny's sisters and her boyfriend.
Was anybody else home?
No.
Okay.
Did you guys do anything to the house when you were there? Like anything? Did you do anything with the windows, or you just kind of were chilling out there?
I
And
was just kind of just chilling there.
Were you waiting on them to get home?
Yeah.
Like that was the plan?
Yeah.
Because you obviously waited at your house to make sure Grandma went to bed, and to both, obviously. I assume your intention was to catch them while they were sleeping.
Yeah.
And then with Johnny's house, you went before everybody else got back for the night?
Yeah, because like our plan was like.
Why didn't you want to attack them while they were sleeping?
I'm not sure why we didn't do that, but he kind of said it would be a lot easier if we kind of just waited for them to each come home, so then we could each of them
One at
just
a time.
knock them out. Yeah. And it didn't really go like that.
Okay.
did you guys talk much about the incident actually at Johnny's, or no?
No, we kind of segued into it just because I was wondering why they stayed in town so long, but I didn't realize that was the reason, was because they were planning on killing Johnny's family too.
Mm-hmm.
Whose idea was that? Was that also talked about at Peachtree Ridge Park?
Yes, that was Johnny's idea. Cause then, that's the reason why he asked me if I wanted to kill my grandparents. Cause he wanted to already kill his family, and he was like, "Let's be Bonnie and Clyde."
So that.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
That's what I first said when, because I'm the one that got called out to the scene initially, and that's the first thing that came out of my mouth. So.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Have you seen the movies?
Of course.
You have or you haven't?
Yes, of course I have.
Of
Oh,
course.
shit.
Of course.
You're too young. I didn't
I'm
think.
29 and I haven't.
Thank you.
Yeah, my mom was really into like old movies, so
Okay.
as I was a child, I used to watch like a lot of old movies.
I guess with your grandparents, then we can move on to Johnny's. I mean, was there like ever a snapping point, or, I mean, do you feel bad about what happened? Do you think she deserves what happened, or what? You know, how are you feeling right now? I'm not in your shoes. You
With my
know.
grandparents?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, I feel like the worst person on the planet, but at the same time, it was kind of just like, I don't know. I mean, I feel heartbroken, but I don't know. It's really weird. Like, I'm really sad about it, and that's like one of the reasons why like I wanted to, kill myself, like, and just overdose, because like there was so much stuff going on between me and my grandparents already. Like I couldn't handle it anymore, like
Like you said with his follow-up question though, I mean, did they deserve it? Did Grandma deserve it? Did Grandpa deserve it? Or was it kind of just more getting away from your own family?
it was more kind of just getting away.
Okay. So you don't think that Grandma did anything?
I mean, I was pretty pissed at her for, the couple times that, like, she would call the cops on me for, no reason sometimes, or like, just like a lot of the stuff that she would say would be really offensive because it would be about my mom.
Who did you have because your grandparents are essentially your parents at this point.
Yeah.
And they've been taking care of you for how many years, and you live with them. It's a day-to-day thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you have a more contentious relationship with? Who was the one you were butting heads with all the time?
My grandma.
Your grandma more so than your grandpa?
Yeah, I couldn't talk to my grandpa. Like, I did not have a real good relationship with him. Like, before we did, but then, I don't know, like, I wasn't able to talk to him
Okay.
as much, and he kind of, like, pushed me out.
Pushed you out of his life a little bit. Do you think that maybe, was it Johnny's plan to you get your grandma and he get your grandpa, or did you want to kind of get your grandma yourself because of your relationship, like your strained relationship?
It was sort of Johnny's idea more. I mean, I don't know. I don't think like they deserved it, but I just wanted to get away from all of that, you know, like I was so tired of dealing with my family. It felt like I didn't even have a family. Like it felt like they weren't there. Like even though they tried to help, it's just like the way that they were kind of doing it was like, I don't know, it didn't really work out. So I don't know. I started feeling
Was
like,
your mom ever part of the plan?
oh, killing them?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to.
Was it something you and Johnny discussed, or is it something you
No.
just thought of?
Well, I mean, we did discuss it, but then Johnny was like, no, we can't waste our time on them. And I was like, okay. But I wanted to.
Johnny kind of told you not to,
Yeah.
that it wouldn't be beneficial.
Yeah, because, you know, I don't know what's really going on with my parents, you know. I mean, we drove over by their house the other day. They have new cars, you know. I don't know what guns they have in their house, you know. I don't really know what's going on inside their house. So, I mean, I don't know.
You didn't know what you would be met with.
Yeah, I didn't.
Whereas your grandparents, you knew it was kind of a safe bet
Yeah,
that they'd be sleeping at that time of night and
yeah,
you could attack them separately and be able to control them.
yeah, because I don't know what my parents would do. They're insane.
So you guys kind of had a plan for each kind of lifestyle of your families. Like your grandparents obviously went to bed a little earlier. You could just wait until they were asleep, and then you could each respectively take one and kill them. And then with Johnny's family, he said it would be easier for you guys to kind of knock them down one by one and kill them when they
Yeah.
returned. Did Johnny bring a backpack to that one too, like he brought to your grandparents?
She brought a baseball bat because we bought a baseball bat.
Where'd you buy the baseball bat from?
It was at where did we go? I can see the store. It was, I can't remember the store, but I remember him seeing him buy the bat, so he bought the bat. We brought it over to
Did
the
he
house.
swipe for it or pay cash?
Cash.
And when do you think you guys bought the bat? Like after you killed your grandparents?
Yeah.
Okay. And was this in preparation for killing Johnny's parents?
Yes.
Family?
Yes.
So he brought a backpack?
Yes.
What was in the backpack?
Duct tape. 2 things of duct tape. We had the bear repellent, and then we had this sort of like a hammer-ish thing. It was wooden, and then it was a mallet.
Okay.
Yeah, a mallet, and then the baseball bat.
Anything else?
That was it.
And then you brought the bat?
Yeah.
Did you bring the knives to that one?
They were already in the car, but we didn't bring them out.
You didn't plan on them?
Yeah, we didn't plan on using them.
What you guys had a bag too, full with like peroxide, bandages, band-aids,
Yeah.
syringes. What was that about?
Just
Someone
in
cut
case.
them? Oh, okay.
Just in case, like I wanted to bring a first aid kit just in case whatever happened, you know?
Did you get injured when you guys were attacking your grandparents, other than her biting you?
No.
What about Johnny? Did he get any cuts?
Johnny got hit in the nose, like right here.
So that was from your grandpa?
No, that was at his house.
No, I'm saying at your
Oh.
grandparents'
Oh, no,
house.
no.
So you got bit, but Johnny didn't get anything?
No, he might have just like broken like a finger or two. Maybe, yeah.
How did he do that?
Just by punching my grandpa, because he didn't use like any weapons except for a knife.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he even used a tire iron on my grandpa. He was just using his fist. So.
What about you guys had a scale and stuff like that in the bag?
Mhm.
Was that Johnny's or yours?
It was Johnny's. The scale?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Johnny's.
Does he sell or just buy or what?
We were just using it just to make sure no one was like,
Ripping off?
yeah, ripping us off. Because sometimes like that's what people would do. Because yeah, we were smoking weed, so
We're not the drug police.
we were smoking weed, and sometimes like our, do you know what a plug is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
I think she thinks we're really old.
No, I didn't know if you guys knew like that term. So yeah, like sometimes like our plug would like short us, and we just wanted to make sure if like she ever did, So
Did she ever short you or no?
only a couple times. I mean, the reason why she was shorting us was because she was gonna get me a phone. So every time like we would buy from her, she would put in money to get me a phone.
What kind of connect was she that she could get you a phone too? She work at a phone store?
No. She's just this old lady.
How
Old
is
lady?
Yeah, she's like this old 80-something-year-old lady. She sells drugs. She's crazy. I call her Mama Bear. She was almost like a mom to me. She's pretty cool.
Is it at that mobile home place you buy that dope from or no? Isn't there a mobile home? I don't even know what it's called. I don't think it's the greatest area. Isn't there a mobile home off of Seaver or you have no idea what I'm talking
Where does she live?
She lives
We're not
over,
gonna arrest her.
She lives over in Swanee.
I forgot what it's called. What the area they call that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, give us a second. You gotta use the bathroom or anything or no? Sure. Even eating at McDonald's?
Yeah, I'll go to the bathroom.
Give us a second. We'll just grab one more detective real quick.
Yep.
Someone's coming up to do your photographs and then pictures. We're still waiting to find someone smarter to read your medical stuff.
Okay.
Just quick question.
Yeah.
So we found obviously your grandpa's car at Johnny's house.
Yeah.
Is that the car you had the whole time up until you went to Johnny's house?
Mm-hmm.
And then whose car did you take from Johnny's house? If
His
grandpa's car was still
sister's.
his sister's.
Yeah.
And what kind of car was that?
It was a Honda SUV-ish. It was gray.
Okay.
The reason why we took that car because we couldn't find the keys to my grandpa's car, but we found his sister's keys.
Okay, so you lost the keys to grandpa's car
Yeah.
in Johnny's house probably, or?
Yeah, it was in
Okay.
Johnny's house.
Do you remember what you were wearing when you guys attacked Johnny's family?
I was wearing. Yeah, I was wearing a blue shirt that said, it's something like good vibes only. It was like halfway to here. It had like, it was blue, like a light blue. Had like, the sleeves kind of like had holes in them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a light blue. And then I was wearing jeans.
Is that what you were wearing when you got picked up?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Johnny? Because Johnny wasn't wearing, when he got to his buddy's house, he wasn't wearing many clothes.
When we went over to his friend's house, he was only in shorts.
What was he wearing when he attacked his sister?
I don't remember.
Don't remember.
But he took all of his clothes off, like he stripped.
And put them where?
I don't remember.
Why did he take them off?
Because he was burning, like his whole body was burning. So he had to
Like were the clothes wet with the stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had to do like a milk shower. Like he literally like stripped.
Did you guys buy milk
Yeah.
to do the milk shower?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we found a milk jug in the back of the Nissan. Is that okay? In Grandpa's car, there was a lot of bloody clothes.
Yeah.
You're telling us 100% it was just you and Johnny.
Yeah, it was just me and Johnny.
Nobody else was involved.
No one else was involved.
Okay, so all the bloody clothes and everything else that's gonna be you and Johnny and you and Johnny only.
Yeah.
It was only you and Johnny that planned to kill Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah.
It was only you and Johnny that planned to kill his family.
Yes.
It was only you and Johnny that decided not to kill your mom and dad.
Yes.
Okay. So when you guys changed,
Mm-hmm.
did you change in the house?
I changed at his friend's house. Well, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, let's go back to Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah.
Did you change at your house?
Yeah.
Okay. The boots in your bedroom, are those the boots that you wore?
Yes.
You only have one pair of boots like that?
Those Timberlands.
Those Tims?
Well, they're like knockoff Tims.
Right.
But yeah, those were the only shoes I was wearing.
And you were wearing them the whole time?
When we went over I grabbed a pair of Converse too,
Okay.
but I wasn't wearing those Converse.
I meant the whole time the attack on
Yes.
Grandma and Grandpa happened?
Yes.
Okay. And when we were riding over here, you noticed a lot of shit that even he and I missed, like even in his car. What is it called?
Starship thing, Phantom.
Yeah. So you noticed what his lights were called. You saw the little bumper sticker that I could barely see from the back seat. Like, and you were talking about detectives and investigations and stuff like that. So obviously that's what we do, and we do this quite a bit.
Mhm.
And the thing is, we can basically piece together kind of what happens based on the evidence and stuff like that. But what we never can fully explain is why it happened or what happened. Like the reasons it happened.
Like why we did what we did.
Yeah.
I mean, the main reason why I did what I did was because I kind of just wanted to get away from my family.
How were you feeling? So that was your plan going into it. Killing Grandma and Grandpa would get you further away from your family.
Yeah.
When you were actually attacking Grandma,
Mhm.
when you heard Johnny attacking Grandpa, you said you got a rush.
Yeah, I had like this kind of like this rush where I was like, okay, like I'm ready to do this, like it's, gonna happen. There's no going back.
So
It wasn't like a good rush. It was kind of just like, okay, like
it's go time.
I gotta do this, like I gotta do what I gotta do.
No, I'm not gonna pretend I'm any expert in karate or anything like that. I got a cousin who's a Filipino world champion. he's pretty good at what he does in whatever art form he does it in.
Mhm.
But I know a lot of it is kind of that controlled aggression.
Yeah.
Okay. No lie that this was a pretty violent attack on Grandma and Grandpa.
Yes.
Were you able to kind of control your aggression based on all your training over these years? Were you angry? Were you sad when it was going on? What kind of walk me through what was going on in your head? I mean, was it like you said, the rush where it's go time, I just need to do what the fuck we came here to do?
Yeah.
Or was it like, fuck them, they gave me curfew, they deserved it,
It was
let's
like,
get this shit going?
it's both.
Both?
Honestly, I mean, I stopped doing kung fu for a while just because, my mind wasn't there.
Mhm.
I just, all of my feelings and my emotions were all over the place and I wasn't able to focus. So that really affected, my kung fu. But when I was there, I don't know, just all of my emotions kind of just, came out when it was happening. I was just angry and I was sad, but I was heartbroken at the same time, because it was just why did all of this stuff have to, happen with my family,
Mhm.
Why did I have to deal with all this bullshit, and it's just, I just kind of really got tired of it and I couldn't handle it anymore, I just kept exploding inside almost.
Mhm.
I wanted to just run away and just be by myself with someone, and just start my life. I was just tired of being
And
there.
Grandma and Grandpa were your biggest hurdles?
Yeah. Just because,
Is that how you saw them, as your biggest hurdles to being with Johnny?
No, they were my biggest hurdles because of probation.
Okay.
If I didn't get probation, I wouldn't be in this, I don't know, probation kind of really messed me up because, I was going to get a job, I was going to, start getting money, just, starting my life, and then once I got probation, it kind of just, really messed up everything, I had to be home at a certain time, and I couldn't do
Right.
as much stuff as I, used to do, and, that really made me angry because, I used to just be able to do whatever, I wanted to,
When you, during this whole week, kind of in between, you guys obviously took Grandma's credit card, You swiped it a bunch, right?
hmm
Did you ever get denied when you were trying to swipe it?
No.
Okay.
We tried to take cash out, but then we found out it was a debit card.
Okay.
That's the only reason why we get denied.
You got $1,000 in cash. Did you spend it all, or do you have it all?
We spent it all
Okay.
on food, money, weed.
And the money you were gonna potentially get from Johnny's family was gonna be what
Yeah.
you were gonna start new with.
Yeah.
Where were you gonna go afterwards?
We were gonna go like to Florida.
Okay. Anywhere in particular?
Maybe like Pensacola, Panama City, just somewhere, where we could just like escape.
Yeah.
Just somewhere where we could just kind of like escape reality.
I gotcha.
This kind of just all I've been wanting to do for such a long time, which is
Escape reality or kill grandma and grandpa?
well, no, not kill them. Kind of just like escape from everything.
Okay.
Just start my life. Like I don't know, like just. I just wanted to move on from everything, just my family, like I couldn't be around them because just everything that, we've all been through, it's just so much betrayal and lies.
Did Johnny have a similar relationship with his family, or was his more of a beneficiary kind of thing? He wanted their money and...
Well, the way I saw their relationship was, his mom, would get on him a lot, saying, like, you're not doing anything with your life, and blah, blah, blah. When he had, he just got out of jail. He had 2 jobs. He was back in school. He was, getting his shit together.
Right.
And then, his mom kept saying, like, you're just worthless. You're not doing anything.
Kind of putting him down.
Yeah.
So it was more of a hostile relationship between them with that.
Hey, do me a favor. You gotta take a look at that. That's you and him, right? Is that at your grandparents' house? Sure looks like the living room of your grandparents' house.
How would that be possible?
Who's taking that?
That couldn't be at my grandparents' house. There was no one at my grandparents' house, so that could have been at my grandparents' house.
Well, I mean, I didn't shit this out. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Who, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds like...
Well, let me watch it again. I gotta... That must have been before.
Who's over there?
That might have been like Izzy or Sabrina.
But your grandparents didn't like Johnny, so when was he at your house much?
Like, he didn't go to my house at all. Like, I mean, that couldn't have been at my house. That had to be at someone else's house because we had no one at my house. It was just me and Johnny.
I mean, you've been honest with me. I saw that, and it... Obviously, I've been at your grandparents' house. You know what your grandparents' house looks like. And just even the stuff said almost seems after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us? Anything else you think we should know about any of this? No? Okay. Did you guys hurt anybody else, steal from anybody else, do anything else?
No.
We're not going to find a body in Johnny's trunk?
No.
The tire iron came from his car?
No. Oh, I do have a question though.
What's up?
I got a charge for what's it called? It was Johnny's ex said I was stalking her.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't know anything about that?
No, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, Corbin Boots will be here to talk to you in a little bit.
We got a problem, man. I mean... As you know, I'm a cool dude. So is she, okay? I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, okay? I'm a no bullshitter. I don't know what those DA investigators, I don't know what type of, how many times they talked to you or that. We're different in that aspect, okay? I'm cool as shit with you if you're cool as shit with me. But once lying and stuff like that starts, I have a problem. I believe that there were people at that house, okay?
If it was probably only sunshine.
I mean, I just want to know if or anything like that. Unfortunately, you're in this, okay? There's no, there's no saving face right now,
So a lot of this was on the news, okay, as you can imagine, okay? So he's been getting phone calls about you inviting people over to your house, okay? So who was there?
The only person who I can think of would be Sunshine and her boyfriend,
Okay,
And
so
then
Sunshine has a boyfriend. What's Sunshine's boyfriend's name?
Alex Peterson.
Alex Pearson?
Peterson,
Peterson. White dude, black dude?
yeah. White,
How old is he?
20,
Where's he stay at?
like right down the road from me.
Golf receiver?
Yeah.
Now, again, you're saying you think they showed up. I mean, you have to. Is that video from during that time frame? Do you know?
It might have been, I don't know.
So, I mean, you remember pretty good details. I don't see how you
Listen,
forget
I
this.
just,
Is your grandma gonna let, real talk, is your grandma gonna let Johnny, Alex, and Sunshine over at her house?
No, she didn't even know about them.
Okay.
I mean, she knew about Johnny, but she didn't know about...
So for all these people to be inside your house, we're gonna both have to assume that it was after you guys killed your grandparents.
I'll be straight up, dude. We heard about a conversation that took place inside there where someone was bitching about the smell, and Johnny's like, "No, dude, it's just sewage. There's a sewage problem upstairs." Is this not?
That never came up.
Now that could be rumors. You know how when kids talk, rumors.
That never was a conversation that came up. The only people who came over to the house was Sunshine and Alex.
So they did come over to the house after you killed your grandparents.
Yeah, I mean, all of it was like one big rush. I don't remember what day they came over. But
I'm not asking for a day. I'm just asking for in 7 days after you guys killed your grandparents and before you went to go attack Johnny's family.
Yeah.
Sunshine and Alex were at your house.
Yes.
What did you guys do?
We just smoked some weed.
Okay. Did you order food?
No.
Okay.
How long
did
did
they order food?
No.
You just ate weed or smoked weed? I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, we just...
I've never smoked weed, I'm sorry. But I've heard, watching movies, you also get hungry. So you got 4 fucking teenagers inside a house, nobody gets hungry?
Well, if we got hungry, we would have left and got something to eat. But the conversation with the smell and the sewage, that...
Well, just don't hang up on that. That's just rumors. People in high school talk a lot of crap, and that's just rumors that I heard. I knew somebody. I've seen videos and things like that, and I pretty much knew somebody was in that house. Why would you protect them and not tell me about it?
Let me ask you a question. You killed Grandma and Grandpa with Johnny. Johnny, you said, glues and what we know to be caulks the doors. Was that immediately after, or was that before people came over?
It was before people came over.
Okay, so...
I even poured bleach on them before he did that to the door.
You poured bleach on Grandma and Grandpa?
Yeah.
And you left one of the bleach bottles in the bathroom next to Grandma.
Yeah.
Why did you pour bleach on them?
Johnny told me to.
For the smell? Okay. So, when did you pour the bleach on them?
It was like a couple days after. Like, it was like before we left the house to go chill with some friends. Like, we did it before anyone came over to the house.
Okay. So, you kill Grandma and Grandpa, you basically grab all your shit and put it downstairs. Did that happen the same day?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, you're chilling downstairs with Johnny. You end up, we're like, fuck it, let's have some people over. Johnny tells you to pour bleach on him.
Yeah.
You pour bleach on him.
Yeah.
Where did you put Grandpa's bleach bottle?
Well, he used the same bleach bottle.
Okay. So you bleach Grandpa first,
Yeah.
then you bleach Grandma, and then you throw the bottle in the trash can. In the bathroom.
I don't remember throwing it in.
It's like, it's more like a Windex bottle than it is like a tub of bleach. Okay. And then Johnny caulks the doors
Yes.
after you bleach them,
Yes.
several days after you kill them.
Yes.
And that was because it smelled and you were having people over.
We weren't intending to have any people over. We only had Sunshine and Alex come over just that one day because we were like, it was only a couple days after, so we thought it was going to be okay. Like, it didn't smell in the house.
Do they know that your grandparents were upstairs?
No.
They have no idea.
They had no idea. I told them that they were on vacation.
Did they go upstairs at all?
No.
How long did they stay there for?
Just for like a few hours. They came really late at night.
Who else came over?
It was just Sunshine and
You
Alex.
said we only thought Sunshine and Alex were coming.
It was just them. No one else came to the house.
Okay, let me ask you this then. You literally have showed no emotion towards your grandparents, and I don't have a problem. Like, I don't know the life that you were having, and I guess I can kind of understand that you wanted to sever that part of your life and start over again, okay? But why are you showing emotion with when I brought up Sunshine? What the hell is this chick? You know what I'm saying?
She's just a close friend. She was there most of the time when I was going through the stuff with my parents. So she's really close to me. Not as close as Izzy though. Like,
Did Izzy come over?
no.
Does she know what happened?
No.
Did you tell anyone what happened? Not a person?
No one knew. I told everyone that my grandparents left on vacation.
Why were you even telling people that your grandparents left? To let them come over?
Because my grandma kept texting everyone saying to look out for me.
What do you mean?
To see where I was. Because, after she kicked me out, she started texting all of my friends and everyone saying, look out for Cassie. Tell her to come home. And then I told people I went home. And then I told them that they weren't home. They left a note and the key saying that they were going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Did you text anyone on Grandma's phone?
Yes.
Pretending to be Grandma?
Yes.
Who did you text?
Just Sylvia.
Okay. And who's that to you?
She's a family member in California.
Okay. So you texted Sylvia. What did you say to Sylvia?
She kept asking, is everything okay? Because she just started freaking out, like, that my grandma wasn't texting her. And so I started texting her saying everything's fine.
Where did you take Grandma's phone from? Was it on her nightstand? Was it in her purse?
It was on her nightstand.
Okay. Did you take it before or after you hit her with the tire iron?
It was, like, in the middle.
In the middle. So she couldn't call 911?
Yeah. We made sure that they couldn't call 911.
No one else came to the house?
It was all over the news.
Yep. Yeah. And it was just you and Johnny.
It's just me and John.
And after a few days, you poured bleach on Grandma and Grandpa to mask the smell,
Yeah.
so Sunshine and Alex would come over.
So then they wouldn't find out.
And then you caulked the doors.
Yeah.
You caulked the front door too.
That was all Johnny. I didn't even do that.
Why did Johnny caulk the front door?
I didn't even know he did that to the
He
front
did.
door.
Well, let me ask you this. Could you use the front door to your house before?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we never
Did you bring the Amazon packages in or did Grandma?
I did.
You did? Why did you?
So that it didn't look obvious. And
Okay.
plus people like to steal our stuff.
Okay. Did you bring the mail in at all or just the Amazon?
Just the packages that were left on the porch.
If we call if we call Alex and Sunshine, they gonna tell us you had a party?
No.
There was shit all over that house.
Yeah, we destroyed the house, but we didn't have a party there. We didn't have a party there.
Cassie, Johnny, Sunshine, and Alex, and that's it?
How was it?
And that video's from after, right?
It must have been from Sunshine, because no one else was at the house.
Okay.
I didn't even think she was recording us off her phone.
And she was. You used Snapchat. Why wouldn't she use Snapchat?
I didn't.
She didn't know your grandparents were dead upstairs.
Yeah. I didn't realize she was taking a video of us.
Anything else? It only seems that you're sorry you got caught, that you had people over after. You don't seem to be sorry that you killed your grandparents.
I am.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Knock if you need anything.
Okay, Cassie, you doing all right still? Sure? I'm gonna stick these in your bag, okay? Okay, for all that stuff we did to you with your prints and they took the swab and all that stuff, I just can't take it. I gotta get a search warrant, okay? You understand?
What do you mean?
I did it, but what I'm saying is I had to get a search warrant to do that. I can't just take
Yeah.
those items. This is a search warrant that I got to take those items, to take your fingerprints, the swab, and she took some pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna stick this in here, you can read it. And as for the incident that happened at Johnny's place, you're charged with 2 counts of ag assault, and so is Johnny, because of what happened there, okay? And obviously with your grandparents now, you're being charged with, what should I give you? Yeah, these 2, I'll serve. I gave you 2 more. Anyways, you're being charged of malice murder for your grandmother and then malice murder for your grandfather. Okay? There's just the 2 warrants on there. Like I told you, I'm a straight shooter and I'm just letting you know about that, okay? And obviously you know my name. If you want to talk later on down the road or whatnot, you're more than welcome to call me, okay? My information's in here. So, okay? Officer duty now is going to transport you to the jail, so.
Is there someone who can wrap this better?
We can probably get that done by the nurse.
They have nurses at the jail. I hate to make you hurt even worse. If you can just, the jail's literally right around the block. It'll take 2 seconds and then they can, is that the messed up one too?
Yeah.
Do this as careful as I can.
Who loosened that, the crime scene lady?
Yes. Okay, if you would just stick your hand through there. There you go.
Feel all right for now? It's only for 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, we're just going literally.
Do you
right
want
next
those
door.
pads just to have them in your hand or no?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Which way?
I'm gonna go right over here. Do you want? Do I need to do anything with it? I wasn't even paying attention.
This is actually for Johnny and he's actually there. I'm tempted to just have you serve these for me there. Have you done that before? Just have them pulled out and just give it to him?